Page 29, Camel's Journey. Well, this has some interesting things going on. This gives us a chance to use what we've learned in different ways and mixing and yeah, okay. Look it over, it's 1 page long. Treble bass clef, 4/4 time signature. I see whole notes and quarter notes, dotted half notes. Is that about it? And we have staccatos and slurs and things going on. Well, we'll talk about that when we get the staccatos and slurs and things going on. Right hand first, because both hands are playing at the same time. So it's here. And the position is the white keys. I'll adjust the fingers when I need to get whatever black keys I need to at that time. And I want to be able to make those adjustments without looking at the keyboard eventually. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1. Yeah, F sharp. Instead of here, it's here. And then instead of it's here. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Get the idea? Measure 9. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2. This fun? Okay, so I get the right hand going. And you don't have to go that fast. You take it at your speed. We'll do the speed later. Right now, I just want the notes and the fingering and the rhythm all worked out. Then the left hand. Well, the left hand has a C and a G, and it looks like that's all the left hand's playing, these notes. Sometimes together and sometimes not. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just rotating here. 1, 2. And then third measures together. And that's tied. So you can hold it down for 7 counts, and you do it again. Okay. The last 2 measures, you're here, and the last measure, it has an 8/8 under it. You have 2 beats of rest, you just simply come down here. That's all. So then I'll put the hands together, and I'll hesitate at first, I don't care. I just want to see how the fingers are working together. Here, it's here, and then here, and here. That's a rest here in the right hand now when that plays. Get to that E flat on measure 4, the left hand comes up because it's by itself. Now let's go down to measure 9. All of these are quarter notes. 1, 2. Okay. Last 2 measures at the bottom. It's here. 1, 2, 3. So the last 2 beats, you're like that. So I get the hands put together, and then I'll go back over it slowly and get rid of any hesitations. Once the hesitations are gone and I have a steady beat start to finish, then I add the articulation. So staccatos, short staccatos, flex at the wrist. This, I'm going to connect it. Now that's the challenge. Can you connect one hand and not the other? Yeah, same time, pat your head and rub your belly type thing. Well, the first measure, so you have staccato. Now I'm going to play that, connect it, and play that. The right hand has a rest. The third line is staccato. Forth, and that's the articulation. It causes a lot of problems for a lot of people. It did for me at first, to be able to play one hand staccato and the other hand connected. And it takes time to get that. If you're wanting to really try it out, just go to a C position and play the notes. Okay, connected and not connected. Then play one hand connected and the other not. Huh? And then switch it. And then you're pulling your hair out and saying, I don't know. Well, take it super, super, super duper slow. One note, I'm going to staccato, but I'm going to connect this. So it's here. Then when I'm ready to go on, it's here. But if this is short, I have to stop and think about it. It's all right. You take it real slow, and then the other ones, play this short and this connected. Think about it. Real slow, and over time you'll speed it up, and over time you'll actually get where you can just do it, because you're going to run across this in pieces, and if you can do it this way, when you get to the pieces you just do it. It makes learning music so much easier or less difficult if you can already do some of that stuff. Here we're connecting first two measures, but not here. See, at first you have a problem, that's fine. Just real slowly work on that. Now you have to keep in mind that the music doesn't actually tell us everything. We have to kind of add things. It doesn't tell us anything about natural accents. That's because we just feel them. They happen naturally. There's other stuff that we need to kind of listen and feel and figure out. For instance, in measures 3 and 4, the right hand is slurred. But then you go on to measure 5. Do I connect it? Or do I disconnect it? And you think, which is it? Well, which sounds better? And in my opinion, it sounds better to connect it. Like so. But in the third line, when I go from here, do I connect measure 9 to measure 10? Or do I disconnect it? There's two different ways of doing it. Which is right? Neither, or both. It's interpretation. How do you feel it? How do you think it should go? Maybe one time you play it one way, another time you play it another. Your teacher do it however they tell you to do it. They may, I want to connect it or I don't want to connect it. But you experiment with these things because, as I said, the music doesn't tell you whether you should connect it to the next note or not. See, slurs, we connect the note within the slur, but we don't necessarily connect the notes before or after a slur. You can, but you don't have to. So it's like you decide. I'll probably play it different every time I play it because I like to experiment. I'm trying to get you to understand you can add more to the music. You can interpret the music. I call it interpretation. They call it artistry. It's where the magic happens. It's where you turn these notes, the sound, into emotion, a musical message. Then the dynamics, and that dynamics apply to the melody. They give you 1 in the middle of the staff is what they're supposed to do in most cases. MF at the beginning, mezzo forte, is moderately loud. It applies to the melody. In this case, the melody's in the right hand. So the right hand is moderately loud. This in the background. Don't play on the same. Please don't. Ugh. Keep this soft. Well, again, that's something else you got to learn to do with the hands. It's independent. One hand's louder than the other. Good luck with that. Well, you go back to this. Here, play one hand loud and the other soft at the same time. One's heavy, one's light. Take your time. Just think about it. Let the wrist collapse a little bit. I'm heavy in one hand. It just feels weird because you're lopsided. You're out of balance. And then switch it. Play loud, light. Just practice that on the dynamics, the different dynamics in the hands. It takes time. Be patient. Don't spend a lot of time on it, just a little bit each day. And then when you get this kind of stuff, you can be soft here and moderately loud here, and you don't even have to really think about it. Now measure 9, you're soft, and here it's both hands. It goes. And then in measures 11 and 12, you see the growing louder, getting loud, gradually get a little louder. because you want to go back up to moderately loud by measure 13. Well, we're going to go from soft to moderately loud. You have to plan it out, or you'll be moderately loud by the beginning of measure 12. You'll just go right to it. So, and I'm already there. You know, you have to plan it out. So in measure 10, I'm soft. In the measure 11, I started soft. Then I go up a little bit to sort of soft. Now I'm loud, or sort of loud in the right hand. So there I did it like a measure at a time. Measure 11 was still soft because it says growing louder in the measure, not at the beginning. I started soft, and then measure 12, I go up to moderately soft, just a little bit, just a measure at a time, and then I'm moderately loud for the next measure. So you plan these out. You take it on a case-by-case basis. Sometimes you could be multiple measures before you change. Sometimes it's notes. You'll change on each note. It depends on what the music needs. The music will tell you what it needs. You have to kind of listen to the music. Well, I'm gradually getting louder until at the end, and now they say soft. Well, I'm soft anyway. You need to be soft in the left hand here. It's just in the last measure, when I play this, I want to hear this. Don't drown it out. That's sort of the dynamics. Then the speed is moderately. Well, slow would be this. Camel's hardly going anywhere. And fast would be that. When the camel's in a hurry or something, somewhere in the middle. That's my Camel for now. Give me another cup of coffee or two, and that Camel could go a little faster, I'll bet. But that's about where I think it should be for now. Remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Feel the natural accents all the time. And measure 9. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now once you can play this at least slowly with no hesitations, let's play it together and check that you have the correct notes and rhythms. I'm not doing the dynamics. I'm going to play both hands about the same. We're not performing it, but I will do the staccatos and stuff. And I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go.